Have you ever felt something before it happened, but brushed it off as coincidence, or wondered why, no matter how much you meditate or visualize, your spiritual gifts still feel out of reach? What if the answers have been hidden in ancient Rosicrucian teachings, kept secret for centuries, whispered only to those truly ready? In this video, we'll unveil rare spiritual keys that don't just open the door to psychic powers. They awaken a version of you that remembers who you really are. Stay with me. What you're about to discover isn't just knowledge, it's a calling. There comes a moment in every seeker's life when silence grows louder than noise, a whisper from the soul calling for remembrance. In that sacred stillness, one discovers the first gate to true power. Self-control, not repression but awareness, the calm command over thought and emotion that arises from the depth of the heart center and radiates through the energy centers. Through the lens of Rosicrucian teachings, self-control isn't about resisting life, but aligning with it, flowing with universal energies rather than reacting impulsively to illusion. Harnessing inner power means holding the reins of your own vibration, choosing clarity over chaos, and living as a mirror of spiritual insights received in stillness. This is how the Solar Plexus Center begins to awaken, pulsing with intuitive command. As the seeker practices this sacred restraint, psychic alignment follows naturally. One sees with inner eyes and hears with inner ears. Clairvoyance and clairaudience becoming more than myths. The heart opens, the head aligns, and the astral plane slowly unveils its doors. But what lies beyond those veils is not always what it seems. And what if what appears divine is just a mask? We journey through illusions, glorious and dangerous, that haunt the astral world. Are you ready to see what most never dare to witness? When the seeker begins to feel a subtle fire within, the kind that doesn't burn but illuminates, it is often the Solar Plexus Center stirring. This energy center, the radiant sun of our inner system, is the seat of will and identity. Its awakening opens the doorway to the astral plane, where thoughts become shapes and emotions create storms. In this realm of shifting energies and psychic impressions, the laws of the physical world begin to dissolve. Time folds in on itself, and sound vibrations shape unseen landscapes. It's here that the initiate may encounter astral entities, some noble and luminous, others cloaked in the beauty of deceit. The solar plexus, if unguarded, becomes a portal not only to power, but to distortion. To walk through this energetic threshold requires not just curiosity, but emotional alignment. The traveler must anchor deeply in the heart and head centers, lest they be pulled by dazzling illusions. This is the place where self-control becomes survival, and discernment becomes the light that guides. But how do you know what's real when everything shimmers with truth? We'll uncover the hidden traps of the astral plane and how to avoid them. You might not like what you find, but you'll never see the invisible world the same again. Have you ever felt lost, disconnected from who you really are? I created 3 transformative ebooks to help you reconnect with your true essence. Click on the link in the pinned comment and begin your transformation now. The astral plane is a theater of thought, a canvas where desire paints landscapes and fear shapes forms. Here, even the most seasoned traveler may be enchanted by apparitions that mimic truth. These illusions aren't random. They reflect the seeker's own psyche, like shadows cast by forgotten beliefs. What appears as spiritual insight may be a projection from an unhealed wound. Sound vibrations ripple through this realm, carrying whispers that seem divine. But some of these voices are echoes of unprocessed emotions or astral entities wearing masks of light. This is why developing discernment is vital. The Rosicrucian path teaches that clarity doesn't come from seeing more, but from seeing with purity. The real danger lies not in the illusion, but in believing it blindly. Spiritual awakening isn't the absence of illusion, it's the ability to move through it without losing yourself. Every symbol, every encounter in the astral world must be felt through the heart center and examined through the head center. Psychic powers mean little without the wisdom to interpret them. Here, true self-control becomes your shield and inner stillness, your compass. But if illusions wear light, how can you tell the stars from the smoke? We uncover the secret tool of the mystics, the art of discernment, and why it's the soul's most trusted ally on the path. Did you enjoy the content and it made a difference for you? Click on Super Thanks and support our work. Discernment is not born from logic. It's a soft knowing, like the stillness of a pond that reflects only what's real. In the path of spiritual development, it acts as the inner compass, helping one distinguish between astral fantasies and true spiritual insights. This sense doesn't shout. It whispers in moments of silence, felt in the depth of the heart center and clarified in the light of the head center. Rosicrucian teachings often speak of the balance between knowledge and intuition. Without discernment, even the most gifted clairvoyant can fall prey to the glamours of the astral plane. Entities can mimic divine messages, but discernment unveils their intent. It's the art of seeing through what is shown, recognizing that not every bright figure is a bearer of truth. True discernment is cultivated through inner purification, emotional alignment, and consistent spiritual practice. Meditation, mantra work with sound vibrations, and invoking clarity through the breath are some of the mystic's tools. As the seeker grows in this ability, illusions crumble. What remains is a direct connection to universal energies, truth without distortion, insight without confusion. And once you begin to see clearly, what else becomes visible? We'll explore the awakening of the heart and head centers and how they reveal a level of truth the astral world can't distort. The heart center is the gateway to divine compassion, while the head center is the throne of pure understanding. When these two awaken in harmony, they form a radiant axis, a channel where universal energies flow undistorted. From this sacred union, discernment deepens, and the illusions of the astral plane lose their seductive pull. The heart center doesn't just feel, it recognizes. It knows the essence beneath the form, the frequency behind the words. Meanwhile, the head center decodes symbols, translates visions, and offers spiritual insights with crystalline sharpness. Together, they form a compass of the soul, one that never wavers, even in the swirling tides of astral deception. To activate these centers, spiritual practices must be intentional. Rituals involving crystal grids placed near the forehead and chest, silent walks in nature under the moonlight, and visualization meditations focusing on golden light filling the chest and indigo light pulsing at the brow, all help align these points. As this alignment grows, the seeker begins to feel truth before it's spoken, and hear guidance even in silence. But what happens when sound itself becomes the guide? We enter the realm of vibrational wisdom, where tones awaken powers long forgotten. Sound is more than vibration. It's the voice of the cosmos, a bridge between dimensions. Every energy center in the body responds to frequency, and when the right tones are channeled, psychic powers begin to stir. Clairvoyance sharpens, clairaudience awakens, and the subtle pathways between the physical and astral plane become luminous with potential. Ancient mystics knew this well. Rosicrucian teachings and esoteric schools passed down mantras, chants, and harmonic keys designed to activate these centers. The solar plexus resonates with golden tones, the heart responds to emerald vibrations, the head to deep violet frequencies. Through these sounds, alignment occurs, not just energetically, but spiritually and emotionally. Try humming a low tone into your chest or playing crystal singing bowls in the morning light. Listen to solfeggio frequencies or whisper mantras in the quiet hours before dawn. Each practice attunes your inner instrument to the music of the divine, and the more you align, the more clearly the astral plane responds, not with confusion, but with clarity. But is sound the end, or just the beginning of something greater? We rise to a vision where all powers align, where emotional harmony and spiritual insight become one. True spiritual growth isn't about rushing toward powers, it's about becoming whole. Psychic abilities like clairvoyance and clairaudience are natural expressions of a being in alignment, not goals to be conquered. Without emotional clarity and spiritual grounding, these gifts can become unstable, even overwhelming. But when nurtured within a balanced soul, they unfold with purpose and grace. In the sacred teachings of the Rosicrucians, the seeker learns that every energy center has a voice, a frequency, a rhythm. The Solar Plexus Center fuels will, the heart center offers compassion, and the head center brings insight. Together they form the spiritual trinity of transformation. When these are harmonized through intention, meditation, and the refinement of self-control, the inner power awakens in a way that feels like coming home. To live in this state is to flow with the universal energies, to feel them not as distant forces, but as currents moving through you. It is to sense the interconnectedness of all things, and to walk with discernment, peace, and quiet power. This is the true path, not just to psychic ability, but to spiritual maturity. In this harmony, the seeker no longer seeks, they become the very embodiment of what they once sought. Now that you hold these ancient keys, what will you do with them? True transformation begins only when knowledge becomes experience. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, tune in, meditate on your heart and head centers, and journal every intuitive whisper, no matter how small. Then tell me in the comments, what awakened in you? Have you felt the shift, the alignment? If this resonated, subscribe and activate the bell, because the next video goes even deeper. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. If unlocking your inner power was just the beginning, what if the universe could restore everything you thought was lost? In the next video, discover the sacred signs that your wasted years were never wasted at all.